Hi and welcome to this latest video in a series explaining the law of attraction from eternalliberty.com. My name is Dan and I want to help you live the life that you desire. Chapter 7. Coffee and Dreams. To bring anything into your life, imagine it is already there. Richard Bach. This is the last chapter in part 1 of this book. We have covered a lot of material, foundational material, that not only enlightens you how the law of attraction really works, but will also prepare you and your mind to start manifesting things into your life. Now, some of you may well be saying, this is all very interesting stuff, but show me the money. By the conclusion of this chapter, you will be manifesting for real. When you understand and start putting into practice the teachings in this book on the law of attraction, then you will soon realize that you have probably already manifested a lot of money, if that is what you desire. But you also need to learn how to find it. You need to learn how to allow it, as the teachings of Abraham Hicks adhere to become part of your outer world. At the end of this chapter, there is an exercise to manifest a free cup of coffee. Before you say anything, there is a reason why we are starting off with something fairly insignificant as a cup of coffee. I will explain how you can manifest a free cup of coffee by following a proven technique that I know all too well just how successful it can be. We have to start manifesting from somewhere. However, if you run before you have learned to walk, you are likely to trip over. One of the reasons for this is that you are already creating every moment of every day. Therefore, the process you are about to learn is something you are already using even now. So we will start off small and move on to bigger and more ambitious things later when you are more capable and consciously in control. So how do you use the law of attraction to manifest a dream, goal, or desire? All will be revealed at the end of this chapter in an exercise to manifest a free cup of coffee, or tea if you prefer. But first, you will remember that it is your subconscious mind that attracts things into your life, whether it is people, events, or circumstances. So it is time for you to become accustomed to your own subconscious. An excellent way to get acquainted with learning how to attract the things you want is to consider your subconscious mind as a great field ready for sowing seeds into it. It is a very fertile field which always produces a healthy crop according to the kind of seed which is sown into it. The sowing of thoughts and suggestions, good or bad, into the subconscious mind can be likened to the planting of seeds into the field. Your conscious mind is the gardener, and you are planting seeds, thoughts, ideas, imagination, into your subconscious mind all day long, based on your habitual thinking and imagination. So the seeds must be chosen consciously and with care. They have to be the right seeds for what you want in your life. As you sow, so shall you reap. Initially, the soil is prepared by the gardener using a hoe or a farmer using a plough. This will break and loosen up the soil to allow the seeds to settle deep into the soil and at the same time get rid of any weeds. Then the seeds are planted in the soil. It is only a short time before roots and sprouts begin to appear. To ensure the seeds grow and blossom, the soil in the field is watered or rain falls upon it to keep it healthy. As the seeds grow shoots and sprout upwards through the soil in search of sunshine and moisture, obstacles mean nothing to them. Even if the shoots are blocked by stones or bits of wood, they will find a way to grow around them for as long as it takes. They will blossom and bring forth crops, fruit, vegetables, or flowers, unless some greater unexpected force destroys them. While we are not fully aware of nature's secrets, we observe that a seed planted for long enough will nurture and become a thing of beauty or usefulness. Remember, seeds always produce after its own kind. For example, a poppy seed will only grow into a poppy. So it is with the suggestions you sow into your subconscious mind. The results will be pure or complex, depending on the original seed and the attention you give it. In other words, plant the right kind of suggestion and habitually feed it with the right thoughts, and it will grow into a mighty thing, finding ways and means of overcoming all obstacles. As ploughing a field freshens and loosens up the soil for planting seeds, so we must do the same to cleanse our subconscious mind of old habits and negative beliefs that no longer serve us. We have to weed our own mind before we plant new ideas and thoughts. We will look more into this in part 2 of the book. There are both one-off and daily exercises to help you. We sow seeds into our minds daily, hourly, every second. I will continue to drum this message into you repeatedly. You are planting thoughts into your mind every time you read a newspaper or watch TV. You can be sure these ideas and suggestions you sow into your mind when you watch TV are not good for you, as you did not deliberately choose them. Your subconscious mind accepts what is impressed upon it for better or worse. Your subconscious mind does not reason out things like your conscious mind does, and will not identify that which is good or bad for you. Your subconscious mind will accept both positive and negative thoughts without knowing if they are positive or negative. Positive, constructive thoughts will work positively into your life through your subconscious mind. Negative, destructive thoughts will work negatively into your life through your subconscious mind. We must therefore learn to sow seeds into our minds, following a carefully prepared intention or plan, according to a well laid out design. Haphazardly sowing seeds into the human mind brings back a haphazard crop. As just mentioned, we will look at preparing your mind to accept new ideas, thoughts and beliefs in part 2. You can still complete the exercise at the end of this chapter to manifest a free cup of coffee, because it has been specifically chosen to enable you to learn how to manifest without going too deep into understanding specifically what is going on. With the exercise in mind, the clearest means by which we plant ideas and thoughts into our minds to realize and manifest our desires is to use our imagination. With our imagination, we can impress into the subconscious the experience of what our emotions and senses would feel as if we were already in possession of our desires. Power of imagination. By first desiring and then imagining the experience of what we desire, we can mold the future in harmony with all our dreams and desires. If you knew the power of your own imagination to create the reality of your outer world, you would be so careful about what you think about every single second of the day. Your imagination is your most powerful tool for manifesting your desires using the law of attraction. To introduce you to the technique of manifesting, almost all of you can imagine drinking a cup of coffee based on prior experiences. You can imagine the sight, sound, touch, taste, smell, and the emotional feeling too. This is very important in the process. Sleep, that occupies approximately 1/3 of our time on Earth, is one of your primary means to consciously communicate with the subconscious mind using your imagination. In the exercise that follows, you will imagine receiving and drinking your free cup of coffee at night time just before falling asleep. About 10 to 15 minutes before falling asleep, your brain is going from alpha or beta state to theta state. In the theta state, we have more influence over our subconscious mind. As you fall asleep, your conscious mind is also falling asleep and is unlikely to argue with you over what you are imagining in your mind. Tonight and every night, I want you to realize that you spend approximately 5 to 10 minutes before you go to sleep programming your subconscious mind. I do not mean you may program your subconscious mind or that you can program your subconscious mind. I mean you actually do program your subconscious mind every night. Remember what I keep repeating to you. The procedures and exercises you will learn to manifest your dreams and desires are what you are already doing anyway. You have to consciously do these exercises purposely to make changes in your life. That is the only difference. Your subconscious mind is most accessible when you're almost unconscious, when you are falling asleep. If, like so many people, you spend the last 5 minutes awake in your day reviewing all the things you did that day that you did not like or did not go well, or how terrible you feel, then you are reaffirming them to your subconscious mind. You are telling your subconscious mind that this is your reality. If you add high emotion to your thoughts, then you are sending out negative vibrations to the universe that will attract more of the same tomorrow and the next day. This is not using the law of attraction to your advantage. What you place in your subconscious mind as you're about to go into a deep slumber is all dependent upon what you think about just before you go off to sleep. So you have to be really careful about what you think about in those last few minutes before you fall asleep. You can instead reprogram your subconscious mind by deliberately choosing good things to think about as you drift off to sleep. This is one and very powerful way we sow the seeds of what you want into our subconscious. You want to think about positive, successful circumstances and events that would happen during the day if you are already the ideal person you desire to be. Or think about your greatest desire and how it would feel already having it. Then your subconscious mind will become accustomed to you having your desired thing whilst you sleep. I cannot stress this too highly. Go to sleep feeling successful, happy and positive, or whatever feeling best describes how you want to be. Think about how things are working out for you beautifully. You feel really happy about yourself and your circumstances. You are living in the state of consciousness that is you living your dream, or you having that thing you desire. Go to sleep and your thoughts you program your subconscious mind will happen to you. Remember, when you fall asleep, you want to be imagining you are already in possession of your dream or desire. Not what if it happens or how it might happen. You have it now. Feel those feelings you want to experience. Whatever happens to you every day is what you are feeling when you go to sleep, unless you deliberately change your thinking at bedtime. Program your subconscious mind and enjoy the life you desire. You have the privilege to change your life. Go to sleep counting $100 bills if you wish. It is more lucrative than counting sheep. To manifest what you want using your imagination just before falling asleep is a relatively straightforward task. The first step is to know exactly what you want. In the exercise that appears soon, I have chosen a free cup of coffee for you, just as a starter. In general, however, you can choose whatever you desire. You can be, do or have whatever you want. Now here is where you will need to use your imagination constructively. Construct an event which you believe you would encounter following the fulfillment of your desire. An event which implies fulfillment of your desire, something that will involve you in action, either being, doing, or having what you wish to manifest. Then, immobilize the physical body and induce a condition akin to sleep. Lie on a bed or relax in a chair and imagine that you are sleeping. Then, with eyelids closed and your attention focused on the action you intend to experience in imagination, mentally feel yourself right into the proposed action, imagining all the while that you are actually performing the action here and now. You must actually participate and be in the imaginary action, not merely standing back and looking on. You must feel that you are performing the action so that the sensations feel real to you. The difference between feeling yourself in action here and now and visualizing yourself in action as though you were on a motion picture screen is the difference between success and failure. Experience has taught me to restrict the imaginary action, to condense the idea, which is to be the object of our focus, into a single act for 2 to 3 minutes. Reenact it in the mind over and over again until it has the feeling of reality. Otherwise, your attention will wander off into a different direction, and hosts of associated images will be presented to our attention hundreds of miles away from our objective in point of space and years away in point of time. If we decide to climb a particular flight of stairs because that is the likely event to follow the realization of your desire, then we must restrict the action to climbing that particular flight of stairs. Should our attention wander off, we must bring it back to its task of climbing that flight of stairs and keep on doing so until the imaginary action has all the solidity and distinctiveness of reality. The idea must be maintained in the field of presentation without any sense of force or persuasion on our part. We must, with a minimum of effort, fill the mind with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Drowsiness facilitates change because it favours attention without effort, and we are still able to direct our thoughts. We must not be pushed to the stage of sleep, in which we shall no longer be able to control the movements of our attention. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled by reenacting your chosen imaginary action in your imagination over and over, and then, in a relaxed and sleepy state, repeat like a lullaby any short phrase which implies fulfillment of our desire, such as "thank you." Feed the mind with premises, that is, assertions presumed to be true, because assumptions, though unreal to the senses, if persisted in until they have the feeling of reality, will harden into facts. So here is the exercise. Manifesting a free cup of coffee. Why a cup of coffee? You may have been wondering. Well, it is something you presumably enjoy, or change it to a drink you do enjoy, and at the same time, seeking a free coffee will stretch your faith by a little. This goal has been deliberately selected to be something you do not really need. The reason for this will be explained in part 2 of the book, when we look at manifesting what you want. The process at the end of this chapter comprises a series of straightforward steps to be completed at bedtime. Each of these steps in the process will be described to you. The explanation for manifesting anything you desire will also follow in part 2 of the book. I am not going to explain how the manifestation process works for now. Instead, just try it and see. The reason for this approach is I do not want you to be thinking about what you are doing too much. If I set you a bigger goal and explained what is going on, you would be tempted to analyse it, fret over it, critique it, or even worry about it, which will negatively influence its outcome. Also, do not put a specific time or day by which you have to manifest your coffee. The more relaxed and natural you make this exercise, the more likely your success will be. To prove the goal is not a fluke, You have to be given a free coffee rather than you ask and pay for it. If you are booked on a flight over the next week which gives out free beverages, then sorry, I'm afraid that does not count. Manifesting exercise. This process is to be conducted for a minimum 6 nights, one after another. Then let it go. See what happens over the next few days or weeks. Do not force it in any way, just feel your way into it. Here is how to manifest for yourself a free cup of coffee. Step 1. Lie still and in silence. You may wish to lie in bed in a less familiar sleeping position. This will help if you think you will fall asleep before you complete this exercise. Step 2. Think about wanting a free cup of coffee and why you do not believe that you can have it. This might be a reason such as, why would anybody give me a free cup of coffee? Step 3. Then think about 3 reasons why you might be given a free cup of coffee. It might be, I feel lucky I can see me getting a free cup of coffee. Or, people get free cups of coffee every day. Or even, I have no idea how I will get a free cup of coffee, but I am looking forward to seeing what happens. Step 4. Now in your mind, select which of the 3 reasons above gives you the best feeling and run with it. Let your imagination flow with good feeling thoughts for a minute or 2 and reach for an even better feeling if you can. For each of the nights of this process, you do not have to come up with the same 3 reasons or select the same best feeling. Step 5. Close your eyes, relax, and quieten the mind. If you need help relaxing, then try this approach. Lie still and relax. Say to yourself silently, the top of my head is now relaxed. Feel your head relaxing. Then, my ears are relaxed. Feel your ears relaxing. My eyes are relaxed. And so on. Take a deep breath every 5 to 10 seconds. I work my way down to the shoulders, chest, thighs, and so on down to my toes. My whole body from head to toe is relaxed and feels really good. Then say to yourself, I am going to count down from 10 to 1. When I reach the number 1, I am going to be in a very deep, relaxed state and feel really good. Then slowly count backwards from 10 to 1, continuing to breathe deeply. You should feel pretty relaxed now. If your thoughts wander off, let them. Do not be disturbed about it. Just notice that you were distracted. Quite normal. And gently bring back your attention to the object of meditation. When you sense that you're fully relaxed and that your mind isn't wandering anymore, you can go on to the next stage. Step 6. Now imagine a scene that gives you a really good emotional feeling. It could be your favourite coffee shop, or even somewhere outside such as a park bench, or your favourite beach. Choose a place that is real to you. Live in the scene as opposed to being an observer. Imagine that you are there with as much reality as you can muster. You know everything that is in that coffee shop, every table, every counter, every person, even if not by name. But you also know that everything else is just as you want it to be, even if you are unable to see it. You are just there in the coffee shop, or elsewhere, that you know and it feels a great place. Stay with the scene in the coffee shop for as long as you need to fully embrace the feeling that fulfills your desire. It is important that for each of the nights of this process you imagine as close to the exact same scene. For each night it is important to live in the scene and try to add even more clarity each time. Equally, do not force any of this. Let it evolve naturally. Some nights will feel better than others, so you do not need to be concerned. Step 7. Imagine the object of your manifestation, a cup of coffee, being given to you. Imagine hearing the server saying, "Here is your coffee, free of charge," or something similar. Then visualize the cup of coffee held in your hand. Feel the hardness of the surface of the cup and the heat of it as you hold it. Smell the roast of fresh coffee. See the heat rising from the surface of the hot liquid. Then, of course, taste the coffee with a sense of gratitude and fulfilled satisfaction that it is free. Continue doing this for a few minutes and allow yourself to drift off to sleep. Step 8. Repeat any short phrase which implies fulfillment of your wish, such as, "Thank you." Repeat the phrase in your mind several times in gratitude to the universe for already receiving your manifestation. After the 6th night, just let it go and let the universe respond. You may receive your free coffee before, or you may wait several weeks. There are various factors involved here which will be explained in part 2 of the book. It is important always to remember that your chosen scene must be one which follows the fulfillment of your desire, and also you must feel yourself into the scene until it has all the vividness and distinctness of reality. Having selected this scene as the one you will experience in imagination, immobilize the physical body and induce a state akin to sleep, a drowsy state, but one in which you are still able to control the direction of your thoughts, a state in which you are attentive without effort. I cannot emphasize enough that you do not want to force this in any way. Just feel your way into it. The right scene to repeat in your imagination each night will come to you by the way you feel. If you do feel you are struggling in any way, there are a few remedies explained in part 3. Please try this technique for a while and allow yourself to grow in confidence until it becomes second nature. Over each night, try to improve on the clarity of the images, sights or sounds that you sense in your imagination. How does the seat you sit on feel? Is there background noise? It takes a bit of practice, but you will see how inventive the human imagination really is. Just to repeat, it is very important you live in the scene and not be just an observer, and feel everything in terms of both human senses and emotions. The stronger the happy feelings you create, the better. At all times feel relaxed and do not force anything. Use this exercise to test the practice of manifesting. By the end of part 2 of this book, you will understand how the process actually works. This example is a safe example, which means, in other words, you can use this to test your knowledge of manifesting without fully understanding how the procedure works. Later in the book, we will look at manifesting what you want, and therefore how to tweak this technique for your own use. Over the next few chapters, we will unpick the process above to enable you to understand what is happening in more detail. For now, may all your wishes be fulfilled.